Aha. So kill marauding greenskins around Hagamoose. 8 days of food, loads of supplies, ammunition we got plenty, medical supplies are a touch low. 4 days of crowns. Let's get over there. Cross into a small hamlet beside the path. It's rather nondescript. Save for a woman tied to a soon-to-be bonfire. Oh yes, I know this one. You need to ask your witch hunter what he thinks. Stop with this farce, you will not fool me. Oh, cool. Oh, Leofric, you badass. Leofric gained resolve and initiative. Awesome. The witch hunter says he yanks out a blade and the torch wielder stands there for a moment, but his wide eyes slowly settle down and the blood stops in an instant. His face widened, the skin stretching taut like the melted visage of a puppeteer's most gruesome doll. Its voice is shrieking, every syllable the pitch of a dying cat. I am not the last. You will never be rid of us all. What a badass. Another bonus of hiring witch hunters. We might want to get kitted out to be ready to fight greenskins. Also, I'm wondering which of these ruins is closest to Hagamoose. I'm pretty sure we can pull them through here to ancient ruins. I would love to get them over to occupied ruins because we know that there's a necromancer there with a bunch of zombies. And if we can thin some of those out, that would be great, but I doubt we can get them to follow us that far. We'll see. We might have to be a little bit more careful and just see if we can let them keep us in sight the whole way. $1,800 gold will be nice. Hopefully that'll give us enough to go ranging out into the unexplored zones. It's the dark zone. I think over here is where we're most likely to find little goblin huts. Otherwise, completing this ambition is going to be really hard. Another thing we learned from the previous engagement when we ran those greenskins into the ruin was that I think I used my falcon potentially a little bit too early. I should hang on to it until towards the end of the battle where I'm unsure whether there's any greenskins left or not. So 5 warriors and 5 young. Holy shit. Let's get ourselves ready to fight warriors in case we have to fight them. That means archers need shields. Many axes as we can take. This southern chisel is probably his best way to kill those orc warriors. I mean, it's going to be unlikely that he hits them, but he doesn't have a weapon mastery. If he can land a few of these stabs in the orc warriors, 25 to 50 piercing armor, it'll be awesome. Who else has decent accuracy? Vorenus is a mace specialist. 69. Dingus is also a mace specialist. Vorenus has better fatigue, so I'm going to let him use the mace. And then actually Dingus, even though I've taken mace specialist, he might as well use the military pick. It's scary. It's the 5 warriors that are so scary. I do very much like the fact that I have got long axes, which is going to help. But it's the armor on those orc warriors that is so scary. And I'd love to give him a flail, but he just doesn't have the fatigue for that. He has even less when he goes to his sword and shield. Also, all of you lads who can carry a backup shield probably should. Although I suppose with a kite shield equipped, it's unlikely that the orcs will. It'll take them 2 or 3 swings to get through it, so it's unlikely that they'll go for it. Now here's an interesting question. So 25 to 50, 50 to 75. Okay, yeah, well he's better off using his Warbrand whenever and he can. But God, this thing's amazing. I imagine that when you use puncture, it doesn't actually roll whether it hits the head or not. Servius. I was going to say let's give you a different weapon, but he's not a sword raider. He does have quick hands, so I could give him the Warbrand. But then he's only wearing basic mail. What does that do to your fatigue? 79, 73. But again, asthmatic. Ugh. I'm just wondering how to get the most out of Nias. Just, I mean, that costs 20 fatigue, so he'll be able to stab 3 times and then he's exhausted. My archers are probably going to do nothing against these things. Anyway, let's pull them straight down to ancient ruins. Whoa! This is scary. When if they catch us. Come on, orcs. Come on, little greenskins. Do I want to go in here during the daytime? I suppose I do, because if there's a whole bunch of raiders in here with marksmen, then I want the marksmen to have daytime so they can shoot at the orcs. Here's how you do this. You click just past the place you want them to get you at. Did it not work? But I need to actually click on the... What? Ancient ruins. It doesn't show it in the loading screen, but let's see. I think the game, I was going to say, the game is onto our bullshit. Oh god. Oh god, there's wolf riders. Now I'm assuming the wolf riders are not going to fight the greenskins, so now it's just us versus 20 of them. Run away. Here's something I didn't think of. I should have checked what's in the cocking ruins first. Because if it's goblins, I don't think the goblins are going to fight the greenskins. We've totally fucked ourselves. Run! Run, lads! Run away! Well, this ambitious plan has backfired horribly. All I can do is pray that I'm wrong about the goblins not going to fight the orcs. I would be amazed if the goblins do fight the orcs. I don't think they would. What are the goblins doing? Oh, they're shooting at... They're shooting! They are shooting at the orcs. But they don't seem to be engaging. So where are the... Okay, we've got to find the greenskins and kind of find the goblins and pull the orcs towards them. How the hell do I do that? Let's go towards the top left. This is super scary. This has become very interesting. Luca, you're trying to get us all killed. Okay, so that orc warrior is going towards the greenskins. I want to start moving my whole formation up here. Yeah, those are our humans, not the orcs. Okay, I'm going to send... Okay, here are the wolf riders. I think we just cage up and just see what happens, really. I have to hope that... Oh, God. Ugh, as the battle unfolds, they'll start fighting each other. But it doesn't look like it. They're all just going to come kick our ass. If I can just hope against hope that the Orc Young are going for us and the warriors are going for the goblins. Anyway, we'll put our archers up here on height advantage. Let's just kind of stick in formation here. We don't have that far before we can be able to retreat. I want to fight a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks that we're in range of these little... It looks like the warriors are going for the ambushes. And look, there's only the young are going for us. That's actually bloody brilliant. So we can clean up the Orc Young. Hopefully at that point, the Orc warriors would have cleaned up all of the goblins, and then we can just go in there and mop up the rest. It all sounds so simple. Get him, Orc warrior. I can't believe the goblins are fighting the orcs. Haha, it's a civil war on the greenskins. I was just about to say, the warriors just look like they're moving that way. We can't be 100% sure they're actually fighting each other. So even if the goblins can do absolutely nothing against the Orc warriors, which I expect is going to be the case, even if they just keep them busy while we deal with the Orc Young first, that's fine. This is just the bullshit, the stun locking bullshit you have to get used to when you fight Orc Young. I mean, ideally, if I knew I was fighting just Orc Young, I would have much preferred to have had a spear wall going, but there wasn't time for that. These weapons aren't that scary, but these two here are an issue. For sure, they're an issue. Marius Augustus, just keep shielding up. Wait till this poison wears off. 2 more turns. That is the downside, though. The orcs are going to become, the warriors are going to become confident from killing goblins. Stop shooting us! Go attack the cocking warriors! I'll be doubly pleased if I can pull this off, because this will count towards our ambition. Also, this orc's wearing no armor, so Pompeius can actually keep his dagger out and just dagger this dick. This should do nice damage. Look at that! Woo! God, that dagger's amazing. How much damage did it do? It doesn't say. Oh, damn, I should have attacked that one. This cleaver is way more scary. He can be stunned, though. Good. Marius Augustus. You just got to keep your shield up also, because you need to cover Nanus. These little fucking wolf riders are impossible to hit. Yes, look at that, everyone hit confident. 54. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be fighting 5 confident orc warriors. That's not going to be fun. Don't go away. Well, who knows? Maybe if I'm lucky, the orcs that are, or the goblins could be using their little daggers. If they're using the armor pierce ability, god damn it, they could actually be wrecking those orc warriors. On TS, for fuck's sakes. This is bad. This is very bad. Jesus, one more hit and Vorenus is dead. Die. Greenskin scum. That sounds fucking gruesome, doesn't it? Oh my god, leave us alone. I was about to say, this little dagger that Pompeius has got is just amazing and doing work for us. Okay, form up, lads. We have to expect that all the goblins are going to be dead soon. This is our chance to run at this little ambusher. Close the distance. Vorenus. Oh damn, he's going to be bleeding down to 12 hit points. We'll take a look at who doesn't have armor. So obviously Vorenus is out of the fight. At least everybody else on... Okay, so Vitalis and Vorenus can't go toe-to-toe with these orc warriors. They will be deaded if they try to do that. Oh, the little orc, the little goblin is running away. God damn it, Pontius. The only way the goblins could beat the orc warriors is if they were using the armor-piercing dagger ability. Yeah, puncture. So maybe a shield you can scavenge here. There is. And with quick hands, you can pick it up for free. Form up, men. Let that little green fucker run away, that's fine. I imagine the orc warriors might actually come for us, so maybe just get back into formation here and wait for them to hit our lines. Which I'm pretty damn sure they will. So Vitalis. Oh yeah. I hope he can have enough fatigue to be able to stab with them. I worry about his 139 armor. It's not a whole lot. But just Vitalis and Vorenus. We need to put as far back as we can. And then they can only approach the battle line once the orc that they can attack has had his morale shattered. Because we have to fully expect that we're going to be fighting 5 confident orc warriors. Maybe a little bit, it's just slightly fewer of them if we're lucky. Let's draw battle lines here. Shields here. And archers here, which puts backliners there. Oh, there's only 3 left. Awesome. So 2 of the warriors died. Beautiful. B-E-A. Beautiful. Only 3 are left. Well, on the plus side, some of our boys are feeling quite confident as well, so that helps. And I can always hope that these orcs have had their armor wrecked already. We've only got 10 guys who can still fight though. Hold your position, men. Be brave. These big green orc fucks. 2 left. Are they fleeing? How's that going to count for our mission? Is that going to count as successful, because if you are sent out to go fight orcs and they flee, then it counts as being successful. There's one left. This is awesome. We never even have to fight them. Oh yeah, the enemy retreats. I totally meant to do that. Look at the slaughter that happened there, and we didn't have to do any of it. This is amazing. I can't believe this tactic works so well. Damage received. Look at that. 115 armor damage, 24 damage. So the dagger is amazing against actually all targets. If you're attacking an unarmored target, it's got nice base damage. And if you're attacking a very heavily armored target, you use the puncture ability, which admittedly is hard to hit, but if you can hit it, it ignores 100% of armor, and the damage goes straight through. Did we just get a second? We just got a second trusty dirk. What the hell? We got a second legendary dagger. It's not as good as the other one, but it's still... This one's way better than against armor, though. Short and hardened dagger, masterfully crafted with a pointed blade for piercing through the smallest gaps in armor. And we're going to get paid. Let's compare. So look, we've got the Southern Chisel, which is 25 to 50 damage. This is 23 to 46. This one has plus 10% chance to hit the head, but only 70% against armor. This one is no extra hit the head chance, but it's 96% against armor. Sweet. So who's our second best fighter, would we say? I think we've got a few guys who have 69 melee skill. Then it just comes down to whoever has the most fatigue. We had a 79 there. Oh no, it'll be Varinus, because he's got... Yeah, we'll give him the fancy dirk. Sure thing. Nanus. Tristis. What does Tristis supposedly mean? Same on level 5 archer. Good lord, man, your resolve is fucking terrible. Bow mastery, yes please. Leofric the archer. We'll be taking anticipation at the next level, but we'll take fast adaption here. For all of my archers who are crap, I think fast adaption is pretty much mandatory. Gloomy, oh, okay. Mazeless Gloomy. I can't believe not only did that work, we got a legendary item out of it. I also like the idea of the 13th being in front of that nobleman, like, yeah man, we'll take care of your greenskins, no problem. And then reporting back, yeah, they're all dead, they're all totally dead. Did you kill them? All I'll tell you is they're dead. Technically, that's not lying. I think we're in for a greenskin invasion as our first endgame crisis. Just given the amount of greenskins that are floating around the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all junk. That is junk. It is the best correct indeed. Technically correct. Yeah, we do need a wound to be treated. I think we're actually doing okay for tools still. Looks like we've got proper daggers all on the front line. Sweet. And that counted towards our ambition for destroying locations controlled by goblins. Mazuma, you gotta stop this shit, dude. This is the 3rd time you've become afraid of something. Emo Mizuma. I think we deserve a round of drinks. I should also be keeping an eye out for tavern rumors. Raiders encampment. It's haunted somewhere northwest of here. I'm familiar with that. $1,800 Shamolians. Oh, baby. Three skulls. If this is hunt down marauding greenskins, and we can actually do it, because as we can see, pulling them into a go play goblins. Destroy shelter between ruins. No, we definitely can't do goblin ruins, but we can do goblin patrols. 200 gold for tools. I'll take all of those. Thank you very much. We already have a falcon, which is great. I'm tempted to just stockpile a few more medical supplies while they're so cheap. I don't think another bird is really necessary. Oh baby, look at these. Okay, so this guy we have to hire. Even I want to see what kind of stats he has. If he's really good, I mean, the hero means he's likely to have brave. Ike is really cheap as well. Oh, nice. We got ourselves a sword raider, lads. So, I don't think he's going to be quite good enough to be hammer raider material. I mean, he might be... I would prefer a second star in melee defense if I'm going to put him on the flank, but... We'll decide. We'll call him a raider for sure, and then we'll see as he levels up. It'll depend. Sword Raider will depend on how he levels up. Who's next? Duckus Blinkus. Blinkis. And Gerald the hero is brave. He's got loads of resolve, but he's got crap stats otherwise. Should we get rid of him? Pontius Axial really hasn't worked out, and I think that Gerald has got a star in range defense. He already has comparable melee skill to Pontius Axial. And he already has way better resolve. Yeah, he's going to be so much better as a bannerman. Okay, in that case then, Pontius Axial can just become a reservist bannerman. We won't get rid of him. We might still need him. He will jump back into the formation if one of the other bannermen or the sergeant goes down. Okay, so also our lineup is becoming a bit more robust now. We're starting to have a few replacements that are able to do some work if need be. Yeah, I thought so. I thought he had a sergeant written all over him. So Duckus Blinkus is going to be a raider for sure. And then Vorenus, you can chill on the back line until you healed up. Marius Augustus can go onto the front line. And we'll see if Duckus Blinkus can get some experience. That's so expensive and costly and time consuming to have to hire and fire. Just hoping to try to find someone who's good. He does. Who's next? Malicus Maximus. This is Malice Wonderland's character. He's going to be our new bannerman. I'd be very pleased if he starts converting everybody to a cultist. I'll be quite happy with that. I mean, if it means that we are able to get our hands on that Dovcool armor, I'll be very pleased. I continue to be concerned by the fact that our numbers have swollen to 14 and still no decent archers. Look at this, not even 60 melee skill on any, a range skill on any of them. I think it's because we've been doing work in the southern cities here. I need to be doing work in the northern cities again so I can keep going into that one city. I forget what it's called, but it's the one that has the Fletchers in it, the Arrowmaker's hut, Dunkeltel. Because there's a hunter's cabin in there, and that's where we're most likely to find hunters. The thing is, though, we want to be doing nobleman work, and it's only these cities are going to give us nobleman work. I think. Do the regular small villages give you nobleman work? I think not in the beginning. You have to be well known to them. But anyway, we'll head north and see. I'm blown away that we found 2 legendary daggers. It's crazy. If we happen to find someone who has, let's say, no stars in melee defense, but he has multiple stars in melee offense, we can consider making him a dagger specialist. No work for us. How do you guys feel about this approach of getting missions where you have to take on marauding greenskins and then luring them into ruins? Do we think it's cheesy or gaming the system or being lame? I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I lean towards saying it's fine. Look, if the stream is lagging, just obviously make sure you're not downloading anything, refresh your stream, maybe try the YouTube stream, because on OBS shows, yeah, 0% dropped frames, so it's on my end it looks like it's fine. So sorry to say, it is probably on your end. Also, we need to replace this feral shield with a kite shield. I would also say, given my experience with playing on expert combat difficulty, being that I've already like failed 4 or 5 campaigns, it is hard as balls. And just on the basis of how fucking hard it is, borderline impossible, you might even say, I think it's fun. A woman jumps out of the tree line beside the path. I thank the gods, my father's fallen down the well. Vitalis? Yay, Vitalis got laid. A while later, you realize Vitalis is nowhere in sight. Just as you think to start looking for him, he steps out of the woman's home. She's glomming onto his muscles and being rather touchy-feely. Gonna be some strong lads roaming around these parts soon, no doubt. Vitalis laying pipe. I almost don't want to check who's available because we can't afford to hire them. I mean, there's 2 bowyers. We already have a bowyer though, don't we? Yeah, we do. I mean, as soon as he hits level 6, he's going to almost stay in the reserve permanently. We're only going to keep him around until he gives us a masterwork bow. Deliver cargo to Visa. Yeah, that's fine. So I certainly wouldn't bother with a tailor if I'm 88 days in. The only time I would ever bother with a tailor is if I can hire him in the first week. Because even if he makes direwolf armor, it's the shitty leather armor that only gives 100 points of armor, and I wouldn't put it on anybody. Everyone up front already has better armor and on the back. And besides, my archers will just wear worn chainmail until they get nimble, at which point they switch over to thick tunic and open leather cap, or something of the sort. Leave me alone, brigands. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, Dwarf and Blues. I mean, if you try to imagine... Ooh, there's a leader there, isn't there? I know it's thugs, marksmen, raiders. When I saw the number 14 of them, I thought there must be a leader in there. Noctis! Comparatively easy XP. Let's go get him. Actually, no, Servius, you're a sword raider. You keep the sword. It also kind of fits with the spirit of the 13th Legion. I mean, I would imagine they would be such clever, crafty lads. 25 to 50, 25 to 30. So the southern chisel, the dagger, does so much more damage than a spear. It's crazy. How many arrows do we have? Oh, we got loads. Quickly, before it gets dark. It feels like we're making good progress, at least with the group we have, if not in getting a better group. Malachus is level 1, he's got to be super careful. So is Duckus. Okay, I feel like he might be better off keeping his shield out. Already they're going to hit the side of the formation, I'm pretty sure. That would be great, yeah. Well, I would imagine first you would have to find like a legendary haft. I don't think it would befit that beautiful dagger to just like strap it to the end of a stick. Yeah, I've not heard good things about Bright. Outstanding. Oh, I was going to say outstanding, and then he fucked that up. Vitalis doing work. I got no issue with Will Smith, but the whole orc cops thing is just really weird. I can imagine also it's going to be very heavy-handed with its social moralizing. Ooh, racism is bad. Like, yeah, dude, we get it. Obvious. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what this dagger can do. Again, we've already seen what it can do. It does work. It is known. Yo, good dodge. Nice, good shot. Okay. It doesn't look like that much, but for 52 damage. Wow. So I believe you get a flat amount of XP just for surviving the battle, and then the more damage you did, the more XP you get. So quite similar to how XCOM does it, I think. Haha! Flee before us. Really? Point blank, miss. Run them down. So if you look at the XP figures here, look, only 92 damage, so he got 137, but he got a kill as well. This is interesting. So look, Samon did 72 damage, no kill. Solara did more damage, got a kill, but got less experience. Number of experience points gained during the battle from fighting and killing opponents. Getting enough experience points, level up. Okay. I doubt very much that a Noctua could be able to cogently express just how badass we are. Talus. Another... You're killing me, Smalls, with these +1s. Well, let him enjoy his time in the 13th region while he can. Bags and belts? Or weapon specialization? 69 accuracy, he could be an okay dagger specialist, especially with fast adaptation. If you miss, you get +8%. Just play the numbers, bags and belts. Bags and belts is also very good because you can also think of it as a way, it in effect gives you more inventory space. Where's that mace? I thought we had a mace. Ah, here it is. Lucius is using it. Indeed. Bags and belts. When you just don't want to leave anything behind. I'll see what these are. Hopefully we can get another delivery going back up north. Hargamoose. Delivery. Awesome. 1,000 gold delivery to one of the houses where I want to go anyway. Let's get straight back on the road. I mean, Hargamoose is far, but 1,000 gold to go to a city that I want to go to in any case. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So what I'm hoping is we can get 2 more of those missions that say kill rampaging greenskins around Hargamoose. And we can, hopefully, Ruins of Fierin will have greenskins in it. And Crumbling Ruins, likewise. Because then that'll give us money, it'll give us the rewards of clearing out the ruins, it'll help us finish the ambition. Multiple birds with one stone and all that. Oh, I see. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But then again, in that post-battle screen we saw, one of our lads actually got a kill, and he got less XP than the guy next to him, who did less damage, and who didn't get a kill. Oh, perfect. I love these missions. This is escort the... Oh my god. Escort the envoy. And these are so good because you can just avoid the fight. And when we come back here, awesome. There's 2 hunters here that we can hire. Hang on. There's a lumber camp, but there's no hunters' cabins here. That's a good point, Red Ends. Maybe. Maybe. Where are we going? Vedelmark. All the way across the cocking map. But that's fine. Almost 4,000 crowns. And all we have to do is avoid combat. Excellent. At this rate, after this mission, we can go hire those 2 hunters, and even if neither of them have any stars in their range skill, they will still be even better than most of the archers we have. Vedelmark doesn't have a port. The only port journey we could take that might help would be Stakenwall to Sandholm, but that won't be worth it. We just walk. Very good point. He probably is dumb. I mean, we do have a wild man or 2 kicking about. I did once get a dumb, brain-damaged wild man, so dumb is minus 15, brain-damaged is another minus 20 XP, and naturally they have minus 15 XP. So he had a total of minus 50 XP gained. Let the meat salt. Thank you for following. Welcome to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place. Bloody brigands. Don't we have some... Where's the police around Settlefest? Really? Trust me, that dude we had, he was dumb. It was crazy. You'd have a fight where everybody else would get like 250 XP and he'd get just over 100. So Vitalis and Zolero, the strongest men in the outfit by some measure, are apparently undertaking something of a competition to see who is the better. You watch as they carry enormous stones from one side of an ad hoc competitive ground to the other. Then they take turns seeing how far they can throw these very stones. And then they roll the stones up a nearby hill, and then they see who can completely bury a stone the fastest. All in all, there are a lot of heavy stones being jostled about, and by the end of the festive affair, both men are completely exhausted. Even without a winner, the time-honored tradition of moving rocks around to no real end has improved the men's morale. We are but simple creatures. Also, discovering hunters in that village is doubly good for us. Because, honestly, I thought it was only Dunkeltal where we might be able to get any archers at all, you know, that are going to be any good. But if it also means we can check in at Hagemoose as well, and that gives me hope that we might be able to get our hands on some good hunters at some point. Now, this little group just to the south of us, I don't expect that they're going to attack us, but if they do, I want to be ready. Flails all the way up front. And long axes, please. Pontius is going to stay in reserve, and Vorenus can actually stay in reserve as well, I suppose. Actually, he's actually pretty damn good. I still really don't know what to do with Servius. I mean, I like his 68 melee skill, but he is level 7 already. The main thing he has going for him is his melee defense, but the fact that he's asthmatic is just awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, even if I take Recover, he's going to have to spend a whole turn every few rounds just doing nothing. I kind of wish I hadn't made him a Sword Master. I wish I had made him a Dagger Master, because we could have given him Recover and Dagger Specialist, because then if he get and Berserk. So in that situation, if he kills someone with his first swing, he can still use Recover. This is 4 AP. Actually, he might still be able to do that though. Indeed, Ajora, I was thinking of the same thing. You could put the little tab here and be like, you know, a tab here. And then you'll be like, you know, Nachtseer setup and Direwolf setup and Raiders setup. Mazuma Tertius. No good. So I hope these guys don't attack me, but if they do, it won't be the end of the world. Let's go for kite shields because there are marksmen. And as we know, marksmen don't give a fuck about nighttime. Yep, they decided to leave us alone. Oh yeah, even that small change is great. So it looks like it took us 2 days of traveling, or like a day and a half, to get from Vedelmark to Hagemoos. So it's 500 gold there, 500 gold back. We're still going to make almost 3,000 gold off of this. That's the kind of thing that a modder would hopefully be able to do for us. Who's here to be hired out of interest? A 400 gold militiaman? I can't turn that down. Another brawler. I want to hire these guys. I don't have money. I could sell the hooked blades. I'm not really ever going to use them. Hagen, please be good. No, that's Auric. Who the hell is this? No, I had the wrong nerd. Ah. As it is, arguably a peddler can sometimes be a decent early game archer, because if you get stars, they almost always get good range defense, but this guy is just absolutely arse. No, damn it. But you see, the point I was making about militiamen as opposed to, for example, farmers a little bit early. A militiaman like this, even though he started without any stars in melee skill, he's still got 52, which on general is going to be higher than a farmhand, which will typically be between 40 to 50 something. Well, that was a waste. Oh well, we have to try. Okay, let's get moving. First thing I'm going to do is hire those 2 hunters. It's either hire the 2 hunters or head south and buy Gnaeus Pompeius, a 2-handed warhammer. I thought maybe the brawler, but we didn't. I don't want to spend the money. It's true. When you're totally smoked up, you're like, fuck it. Just spend the money. We'll be fine. Guys, you need to start making your offerings to Orange Jesus now. We're going to hire those 2 hunters, and we just have to hope for the best. If we can get 1 or 2 hunters now with stars in the right place, they are going to be worth their weight in gold. And we're going to do whatever we can to keep them alive. I will not be putting them in any fights against any enemy marksmen until they at least have like level 5 or 6. Probably level 5 so that they can have bow mastery to shoot far. And level 4 gives them anticipation. Oh, our food's almost done. Stop in here at Settlefest and buy some lunch. While trying not to lose your temper at just how many low-hanging branches are catching in the face, Saman, host your side, wild man has run off a wooden stick. Well, whoop-de fucking do. Free stick. You just can't put a price on that, can you? Another 14 Nachtzeers. I'd love to run them down, but those... The icon is a level 3 Nachtzeer, so that's scary. Yeah, legendary stick. The Holy Stick of Antioch. $3,730 gold. Oh, baby. Whoa, whoa, wee, wah. Three skull. Caravan delivery. To Fuchsberg. How far is it going? Just up the road. That could be doable. But again, with an escort mission, there's no way of predicting what I'm going to fight and when, so it's too risky. Oh, and then the hunters aren't there. Of course they're not there. Okay, off to Sattelfest, or maybe stop in at Gearheim. Do the northern loop. I saw the medical supplies. Yeah, we've got 35. I think that's okay for now. What you got for us? God, another envoy. Perfect. Vedelmark. I think this is just... We just were at Vedelmark. This one pays like half of what the other one does, but it's still worth it for 1800 gold. And also consider the fact that this is improving our relations with this faction, so it's absolutely worth it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. This mission is only a 1 skull, so it literally pays half what the other one does. What I would love is if you could go into a house, into a city, and like, you know, if there's a notice board or something, and put out a notice like, you know, wanted, decent archers, meet 13th Legion at this city or something. I really hope I can make my intended tactics actually happen at some point. I've been trying so hard for so long to actually get my 6 and 6 set up with 4 archers working. Okay, should we see if we can parlay this into a big 3-way? Nope. It would be quite amusing to see the Nachters eating those raiders' faces. The food in the big city here is a bit expensive. I can make money on that wood. Oh, we dada wad. I'm sorely tempted to pick that up. That would leave us with only 900. I think on the way back we might do it. It's a very good point. Yeah, go to the tavern and be like, you know, next to here you could have a third, like, you know, they give you like a set options of what you want to say. Like, let it be known we are looking for, you know, good fighters or good archers. On the plains west of Settlefest. Okay, that it is. It's Ruins of Fier and they're talking about. Man, I look forward to being strong enough to take these guys on. For this, we're probably looking at 3 to 4 marksmen, 6 to 8 raiders, and a leader. We could do it now, but it would be a struggle, and it depends on what those marksmen have. If they have tier 2 crossbows, it's way harder. I suppose we could give our archers who are hopeless, we just give them pikes and hit them at night. What say you, friends? Should we try it? Well, not now. We got very little food. We are busy escorting an emissary. Yeah, loads of bread. It is still worth checking every city. Maybe you can find a witch hunter. That's a good point. I mean, we could always decide later, as you say, because those raiders really aren't going anywhere. Some Wiedergängers, many auxiliaries, a few ancient legionaries. I have no intention of fighting those. No, thank you. Go and boil your bottoms, undead bastards. Ooh. A few marksmen, many raiders and a leader. That's so tempting. Like, taking this fight actually isn't that bad because you just have your emissary run back. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Get him. I've got to remind myself that these bandit leaders are just, they're so super important. I mean, it is a risk. I mean, it's by no means guaranteed that the bandit leader is actually going to be carrying anything worth having. But if he is, I mean, you might be able to get yourself like, you know, 8,000 gold worth of armor, basically for free. Pontius Exil, I might actually have you fight this one. And we'll leave Mazuma behind. We wait for night time. We'll take him on. Just bigger swallows. ¿Qué pasa? What? Gotta be careful, yeah. I don't want to fight them during the day or in the swamp because we have to charge towards them. I might have to lead them through the swamp here. If I run into the swamp now and we find the undead, I'm gonna be sad. Fuck off! That's not so bad. It's just 2 tier 1 crossbows. And they're coming straight at us. Fine. Oswald, go hide in that bush. Go hide bravely. I can't believe they're charging at us. That's such a good bonus. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the raiders are not even wearing any head armor, and we've got 1, 2, 3 flails. Dwarf and Blues, that is a promise I cannot make you, and you know that. Hello, hello. Me, Joe Arnold. Lovely armor you're wearing. Lovely armor you are wearing. Damn it, dingus. Oh, look at that. So close. Ouchie. Oh. Great hits, lads. Great hits. Like, if I go here, there's a danger this lad could actually hit me with his two tiles attack, but 72% missed. Cocked it up. Oswald, take a little height advantage and watch your men go to work. Or watch your men get their asses kicked. Throwing weapons, perfect. Ow! Pontius, you wait, we will be off. There you go. Oh, dingus, he's hurting. Fuck's sakes. Lads. So the northern flank is going well for us, but the southern not so well. We can't seem to land a shot. There we go. Honestly, losing 1, even 2 people is fine, as long as I get that armor. All these shitty specialists can be replaced. That armor is worth like 5,000 gold. Let's hope Dingus can survive this. Excellent. Ow. Angel Seeker, so it depends on the state of their armor. So look at these bars here. So I've got 100% on both my armor, on my head and my body. So like this guy here, well, look at his armor. His head armor is destroyed. His body armor is untouched. So if I kill him now with a dagger, which doesn't, which using the stab ability, which doesn't damage armor, or if I hit him in the head, then and he dies, his body armor will be untouched, and it's like a 90% chance that I'll get it after the battle. But as you damage the armor, the more percentage of the armor's hit points that you damage, you have that much percentage chance less that you'll get it after the fight. So for these guys, like, I'm not interested in their armor, so I just straight up kill them. This leader, we'll leave him for last, and we'll just surround him, making it easier for everyone to hit him. If I had a fishing net, I'd put a fishing net on him, but I don't have one. We'll keep him stunned with wooden sticks or maces. Dingus, you got to be careful as well, mate. Like, I forgot that he was in riposte. Scary. Same on. 45%. Get him! Oswald, enjoying the show? Oh, ouchie. No, frick, it's got to run away. Rip. Killed with a thrown axe. Yeah, it is killed, damn. Major Arnold is killed there, frick. It wasn't struck down, it was killed. What rotten luck. Fuck, I keep forgetting this nerd is riposting. That's fine, he's using up all his fatigue. Look at that, so that I used puncture. A well-placed attack at the opponent's weak spot. Does no damage to armor, but does full damage to hit points. He went from 2/3 of his hit points to almost nothing in a single puncture. Vitalis, I think you might have to tank the... Yeah. Tank the bandit leader. We're gonna have to destroy his shield, I think. Which is a pity, I want that shield. Okay, maybe not. The battle is pretty much won. It took me such a long time to figure that out. Like in the beginning, I would play for months and months and months in game and be like, why aren't I getting any armor? This is so annoying. Here's another trick. So I need to keep Dingus alive, and the best chance is to use shield wall, but I don't have enough fatigue. So if I take my Morning Star and drop it on the ground, that frees up some fatigue, and I have enough to use shield wall. Run away, you dickhead. He keeps using puncture. Like, if that hits me, it's a very low % chance to hit, because that puncture attack has minus 15% chance to hit. It was two 9% chances to hit. So as soon as you're ready to dagger someone down, you need to get everybody who can to whip out their shield and their dagger. But I want to just try to get this guy dead first. You do, yeah, you get it back. Only 20% chance to even hit him, so Vitalis just needs to bide some time now. So he's going to put his shield wall up to increase his defensive stats. Luckily, this guy's only using a boar spear. I mean, it hurts, but of all of the weapons that he could be using, that's like the least dangerous one. Marius Augustus, he's got no armor left. His hit points are almost all gone. But if you hide someone in these bushes, This character is hidden in terrain and cannot be seen by opponents unless directly adjacent or attacking them first. So if someone is so badly wounded, just run them into a bush. Let them go hide there, if at all possible. Dingus. He's also quite low, but this guy's fleeing, so Dingus can finish him off. Just picks up his mace again. Gives him a smack. Obviously, enemies that are fleeing if an enemy is standing next to you with a weapon and you try to run, they get a free attack on you. Thank God he keeps missing those. And this is also part of capturing armor like this. The reason I have the wooden stick is that the wooden stick does 7 to 12 damage to armor. It's very little. And I think the 3 to 6 damage to armor. I want to just try to stun him if I can, so he's not so dangerous. But it's, you know, obviously not easy to hit him. He's using shield wall, so we just got to kind of bide our time and wait for him to not use shield wall. But once he's fully surrounded, he should be fairly easy to hit. Even more so once his morale breaks, because as an enemy's morale breaks, their skills degrade. They get less melee defense. Is there a dagger? You can go pick up a dagger somewhere. You can pick up items from the ground. Don't have any fishing nets. That is a mistake that I've made this campaign. I haven't paid enough attention to going to coastal cities and buying fishing nets. Dekaryu, good evening. Okay, he didn't use shield wall, so he'll be easier to hit. So you see how only his hit points are being damaged. His armor hasn't been touched. And look at how much damage this dagger does. So much fucking damage. 25 to 50. Woo! One more dagger stab. Come on. Just go down gracefully. Don't keep hurting my men. Down you go, sunshine. Come on. We lost Lofric, but he was a shitty archer anyway. What an incredible haul. 2 war brands, a heater shield, bassinet, lamellar harness, crowns, ammo. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yes, fantastic. So nice. If I give you this, it's gonna... Okay, not wreck your fatigue that much. How about a better helmet? 68. Excellent. So Zolaro, heater shield. Eventually, everybody on the front line is going to have bags and belts, and they can choose between a kite shield for the 25 range defense and heater shield for the 20 melee defense. You've already got bags and belts. I don't think I want to choose a weapon specialization just yet. Yeah, he's on the flank, so he has to have underdog as soon as he can. Now, who's going to wear the reinforced mail hauberk? That would be whoever has the most fatigue here. 87, Vitalis seems like a good... That's got to be him then. Yeah, I've got Mazuma anyway. Wait, was Vitalis my... Okay, good. Whew, I thought maybe my bowyer died. He just needs 447 more XP. Then he doesn't need to be on active duty. No one tell him that, of course. We don't want him to know that as soon as he produces us a legendary warbow, we're just going to fire him on the spot. That's a bit low. But then again, I think he needs the better armor. Yeah. Dingus is wounded. Although actually he's not going to need to fight before he gets that wound treated, so I think he'll be fine. So both the nasal helmet with rusty mail and the padded metal hat, kettle hat, both give 140 head armor, but this one has one less fatigue. So one of you lads, I can squeeze out an extra point of fatigue. I suppose that will be a little bit different. Normally I don't like giving people two names, but considering we had to retire Olivus Oilus because of what an absolute stinker he was, I think that's fair. Gaius Scavola. Yes, Falsiag. So if you get a bowyer, once they hit level 6, you need to keep, I don't have any on me, but there's some high quality lumber. If you keep high quality lumber in your inventory, then every day there's a percentage chance that you'll get an event that pops up that says your bowyer made a bow. It's a masterwork bow, which means it's got even slightly better stats. It's basically a legendary bow. It's just incredible to get. Or he'll make a wonky bow, that's true. What I don't know is, if he makes the wonky bow, does he not then subsequently try to make another legendary bow? I would imagine not. So if he produces a wonky bow, we'll fire him and get another bowyer in. That was so worth it, and that means we need to take on Raiders encampment on the way back. Because it's pretty much the same as this group we just fought. And we fought these guys during the day. Okay. You come to a tiny little town by the side of the path, an insular place where no doubt everyone knows everyone. Outside one of the hovels, there's a charred remains of a bonfire. The sickly black shape of a person is in the ruins. One of the townspeople comes over, tipping their straw hats up while tenting their hands on a pitchfork. He speaks rather cheerily. That right there is taking care of a problem once and for all. Curious, you ask what happened. The man answered earnestly, as if happy to relive the moment. Well, that there deadened thing you see used to be Walter. The man lived yonder from here, in the back-end parts of this back-end town. He used to do readings like, you know, from Bones and Blood or some sorry sortition. Fool kept going on and on about how the dead were going to come back. Oh, for God's sake. So this means we've got the undead as the first late-game crisis, and it's going to proc very soon. That sucks. Well, we need at least 6 heavy armors on the front line. We've got 3 so far, well, 2.5. And if we go to that other place now, hopefully we can get another one. Dwarfen Blues, the brigand fight went okay. We lost one of our shitty archers, but we did get a lamellar harness and a bassinet with mail and a heater shield. Yeah, worryingly, we got the undead late game crisis. I'm not looking forward to that. How many boar spears do we have? We've got 5, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at these war brands. I wonder if I can justify giving Servius this heavy armor and letting him use a war brand. Just about. I mean, why not? He has got sword mastery. But he's going to exhaust so freaking quickly. He'll only get 10 fatigue back per turn, so he'd only be able to use the war brand once. I think that's still fine. Yeah, the Undead Crisis is my least favorite. I also think it's probably the most difficult. Nothing worth buying here. Let's just camp and wait here, I suppose. I do want to hire a minstrel, though, to keep one on staff. The minstrels are actually very good because they're very good for keeping morale up. And surprisingly, he's got pretty damn good stats. Melee skill, range defense, and resolve. To carry you, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place. He's actually decent. I think we make him a pikeman. So the pikeman would be particularly good now against the undead. So we make him either a pike specialist, polearm master, or more likely an axe master, because we've got these long axes. I don't need a bannerman. I've already got an excellent sergeant here. I've got who's going to be an even better bannerman. I mean, his resolve is going to be way better. He won't have as good range defense or melee skill, but this guy's got. He doesn't have enough fatigue to be a bannerman. If he uses rally the troops once, he'll be exhausted. I'm just going to make him a pikeman. Yep, he can. He can knock someone out with that loot, indeed. This group needs archers. It really desperately needs archers. We just can't seem to lay our hands on any archers. And we need a monk, and we need a historian. Bring out your dead. Malice, how dare you. Misquote Monty Python. Banned. Insta-banned. Okay, escort Oswald back to Gerheim, but we're going to stop in at Raiders encampment and go kill him. Hey, we're coming up on day 100. My god, there we go. Congrats everyone, we've made it 100 days. It's been a very hard 100 days. Okay, so some marksmen, many raiders and a leader. I think we take these nerds on at night. That worked so well for us last time. I mean, our archers are so terrible, I don't even think it's worth trying to shoot any arrows at them. Well, the pimp background looks cool, but it doesn't have any good stats. I mean, they're not actually good fighters, are they? And they don't have good stats. Although I can't... Have I ever had one? I don't know. I don't think I have. How many companions? We've only got the 2. We've still got Lucius Vorenus. He was our starting companion. He's leveled horribly on his melee skill. I mean, I know he has no stars there, but I was hoping for more. Actually, that's it. The other 2 have died. Pulo died. It's not so bad. For 100 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in 100 days. That's not bad. There we go. Gaius Octavian was the good archer. That was super disappointing. And where's Titus Pulo? Oh, we had to retire Pulo. Pulo suffered a fractured elbow, so we had to retire him. Another small tip for you guys, like in this type of fight, we don't have... Our archers absolutely can't outshoot their archers. So what you do is you hang around till night time. Give all your frontline kite shields. If like this, you can have guys that can break shields, even better. But obviously, it's not a must-have. And take a look at the geography around this camp here. This is all flat plains, and this is hilly. So if I approached from this side, there would be much more hills, which would suit their archers. So approach from this side. And we should have only flat plains on the approach. Fuck, I don't have any fishing nets. I don't think it's worth going there now, but I must make a point of popping into these cities here and loading up on fishing nets at some point. Do I have any nets? No, I do not. Again, this is going to be another scary fight, but as ever with these types of fights now, as long as my, you know, quote-unquote long-term guys survive, I'm happy. Guys who I want in my final group. So Nias, nope, 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 nope. Nanus is one of my final few. Nope, 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 nope. So it's only Nanus and Nias who are actually any good. All the rest are really quite shit. And if they die, it sucks, but not the end of the world. Still, let's hope their marksmen don't have tier 2 crossbows. Oswald, observe proceedings from your bush. Putting someone in a bush like this reminds me from playing this game a while ago before they made the change to how raise morale works. It used to be that at the start of a battle or at any point your sergeant could just use raise morale and there's a chance it could elevate your guys to confident. So you would sometimes even have situations where your sergeant would just be like hiding in a bush behind your guys, just blowing his horn the whole time, trying to get them confident. Such a weird situation. God, 15 of them, that's a lot. Ah, Vorenus. Wrong shield. Okay, hunter's bow, don't mind that. Throwing weapons, fine. Short bow, fine. Hunter's bow, still sucks, but the tier 2 crossbow is worst case scenario. There it is, and of course it doesn't miss. Straight into a pierced chest. Oswald is the emissary. We've been hired to take him to a certain town and then escort him back. That was the mission we were given. Actually, if I was smart here, I would have sent out the eagle, and if the bandit leader doesn't have good armor, we just run away and leave the fight. Because if he's got crap armor, then we're going to be taking a lot of damage for nothing. And then we can just come back and clean up this group whenever. Because we're risking quite a lot here. Let's release the falcon, see what we're dealing with. Okay. What's he got? The red viper, that's just 130 worth of armor. I don't know if I want to bother fighting this or not. We're going to take a lot of hits here. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's going to be so long before we can actually put damage on that marksman. He's just going to keep pounding us with that crossbow. His helmet is nice though, and he's got a shield that I want. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Marius Augustus, I don't back him to survive. This is very, very rough. It's like a nice Pompeius here. You don't have. Alright, fine. You don't suffer from the extra. These maces are scary. Of course it hits. Why would it miss? We are 100% going to take at least 1 or 2 fatalities here. Fucking crossbows, man. They don't give a shit for nighttime. Rip Augustus. And it's going to be Rip Lucius by the looks of things. Can you miss a shot, please? There you go. Fuck you, douchebag. Yes. How you like that? Pike to the face, bitch. Yes, you better flee. So Servius Regulus, 48% chance to hit with the dagger. He could go take his Warbrand out, but that's going to expose him to all of these archers on the next turn. In fact, Malicus is exposed as well. This guy needs to miss. Please miss your crossbow shot. Please miss. Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus. Half his armor gone in a single shot. Warhammers, man. Scary. Pikes are scary too, especially when they hit in the face. Wait for it. The Simon can break that shield. Nanus Tristus. On the next turn, you can go for his shield and sword. I don't think this marksman can shoot that far at night. The puncture chance is only it's 43, it's not bad. But I think this is a better option. Turned out to not be the case, but worth a try. Servius, you better not go to your two-handed sword. You're gonna get fucked up. You need that defense. Oh, so close. Damn it, boys. Come on. Stun locked. Oh. Nice, Pontius Axil. That's two pike headshots in 2 turns. What a beast. And Nias just stays stun locked and exhausted. Fucking hell, kill him! That's better. Oh! Come on, kill that guy already! Lads. Now's my chance to close in here. No, I can't actually. Oh, for fuck's sake. We just can't kill this guy. All the while, his military pick is just wrecking us. Oh, that shield's gonna break soon, but hang on, Lucius. 3 turns in a row, Pompeius has been stunned. My pikemen are doing work. I don't want to go. I don't want to break his shield. I really want it. I'm gonna go here so I can help Nias, who's been permanently stun locked. We didn't lose him, no, here he is. I just haven't got a hammer for him yet to use. Vorenus is probably going to die though. He's exhausted, he can't keep his shield up any longer. 31%. A better option is probably to knock him back. But no, I can't close the gap. I was hoping I could close the gap there. Also, Zalaro can't step in there, he's too low. He's just got to back off, really. And this dickhead's back in the fight now. Of course, the marksman hits. Oh, 1 more hit and he's dead. So probably this Red Viper will just step in and kill Vorenus here. Oh! Goes for the thrown weapon and Lucius blocks it. Get out of there, Varinus. Finally, Nias gets a turn to act where he doesn't get stunned. Lads, come on. Well, if that would certainly make tanking more viable. Regulus, you're gonna have to tank this dude, I'm afraid. Zalaro, don't move in yet, you are too wounded. Malachus. Still can't touch these archers. Now, a lot of people will try to tell me, oh, but you should be trying to get around the formation and flank the archers. The problem is we started outnumbered 12 against 15. So you can't get around them. They can always put someone on the flank to get around you. Oh my god, fuck off! Come on, guys! Ah. Oh, fucking hopeless. There we go. That's what I'm talking about! I want to see heads flying. Vitalis, I think it's the end for you, friend. Sorry to say. Now my front, I've only got backline, we're all exposed to the archers. My front line lads are all so fucked up from this fight. Can you miss a shot, please? And he bled to death, the dickhead. Let's take a look at what the percentages were. Let's see. 41% for the thrown axe, and it missed. It doesn't. I want to see what these marksmen, what their chances were to hit. Raider uses thrown axe. Marksman, quick shot, 34%, and it hit, rolled a 16. Marksman, quick shot, 34, rolled a 32, hit. Marksman, aim shot, 19%, 3, hit. Marksman, aim shot, 47, 92, miss. Yeah, now that the most of the front line is down, now I can use the dog. Like, before the front line goes down, using the dog is pointless because the dog will just run to the front line and get instantly killed. I need this guy to die. He's actually got the dog. Yeah, get fucking stunned, you piece of shit. Varinus, stay in the bush. Oh my god, I need you guys to hit those shots. Here we go. I'd rather run up here, because then release the dog on the next turn. Fullman, you can use your sword here. What's up, cat? That's going very, very bad. It's a super hard fight. Even at night time, these marksmen don't ever miss. Oh! God, look at Verena's. Pierced side, pierced chest, 4 hit points. Come on! 55% chance we can't hit them, but the marksman will roll 20s and 30s non-stop. Fucking die already! I forget, Cat. What was the name? Caracalla. I can't recall if it's on the list or something. We'll check the list of fatalities after this fight. Oh, thank God. Finally. Nice. So how far can you move up and still release the dog? Not, you can't move at all. All you can do is release the dog. I hope if I release it around here, it'll go on the back. That marksman is still able to shoot though, and he's the real problem. But hopefully we can close in on him soon. Oh, thank God. This guy keeps reposting, it's perfect. You can pretty much just ignore him when he's reposting. 53%. Verenus, stay alive. There we go. Finally, Pontius Axel hits him. Like his 4th attempt to hit that guy. Come on. Mazuma. Let's see, 48. Yes! Look at the corpses on this battlefield. It's fucking gruesome, isn't it? Okay, also, someone needs to treat this cut artery. Simon, have you got bandages? You do. No, that's risky, but I had to try. Problem is, not any one of these hits could kill them. But then again, I got to remind myself, there's only 2 people on this battlefield who I have any long-term plans for. Anyone else dies, it's too bad, but it's not the end of the world. Not at all. And where's Simon here? 64%. Is it worth a try? It is not worth a try. Simon, why the fuck can't you treat him? You don't have any fatigue. That's why. This will probably be the last shot this crossbowman's able to get off. Oh my God, we can't kill this guy. He's unkillable. I've lost count of how many shots with the pike we've had on him. Wait, who's got the neck? Oh, there you go. Cut artery. Duckus Blinkus. Maybe Duckus Blinkus has... Duckus Blinkus. No, he doesn't have bandages, so he's got to move. Fucking die, you piece of shit. Yep, I know. There's nothing I can do about it, really. One more hit and this piece of shit will finally die, but I mean, we just can't get him. We can't hit him. 64%. I just can't fucking hit him. %. Come on, Simon. Ah, fucking hopeless. That's unbelievable how many shots we've missed on that one particular raider. He's not even wearing a shield, and we just can't kill him. Thank God the other marksmen are fleeing now, at least. Okay, Pontius, 66% chance. Finally, raid boss down, and that makes this guy flee. Awesome. God, we needed that. Yeah, well, I mean, I knew I had to move someone up first in any case. God. Quickly, lads, surround him. Man, we've paid a hard price for this little bit of armor. And then his body armor isn't even that great. It's just his helmet that's quite nice. Yeah, fucking get stabbed, you motherfucker. No, you're destroying his armor. No, boys. Okay, good. So now we're not even going to get anything from him. There you go, at least he's stunned, so he can't flee this turn. There's still like a 75% chance we get that helmet. I really hope we get ourselves a legendary weapon out of this. It's unlikely. These little bandit hideouts don't tend to have legendary weapons, but my god, this was a hell of a fight. Look at how beat up everybody is. So rip Vitalis, that's disappointing. And Morris Augustus also disappointing. So we got... Oh, we didn't get that. That's just the falcon that he was carrying. 461 crowns. And amber shards. And copper. That's very nice. And I got padded kettle. That's from the one our lad was wearing. This is the main thing I wanted, was the flat top. And another heater shield is nice. So we didn't get his body armor, which I really wanted. Unfortunate. Duckus Blinkus, you're going to have to go on the front line sooner than I would have expected, my friend. So as a raider, you need that, and you need that, and bam. Sure thing, shot. Shardicus. Kat, you were asking if Caracalla got added. I'm not sure. Esopius, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place. Kat, was it just Caracalla, or was it like something else Caracalla? Because I seem to recall hearing that name before, but I don't see it on the list anywhere. No, I don't think we have added you. Vitalis, Marius, Sealand, Cyprian. Nope. Okay, I've got my backup bannerman here still. And another shitty archer. And Ebricht, the pikeman. Get some levels, my man. At all costs, we just got to avoid fights for a little bit. 230, nice. 200. 215. So, Pontius Axel, you're going to be a bannerman, so resolve, range defense, and fatigue. Ready the troops. I'm liking all the daggers though, that is at least something. We're no longer being forced to use butter knives. Bunch of damn savages. Another mace specialist, I should split these two up in the formation. Duckus Blinkis. sword will do nicely, I should think. At least his fatigue is pretty good. I didn't like Servius using the Warbrand. I don't think he has the fatigue yet to be able to use the Warbrand effectively. Just go with the sword, I think. There you go. Arming sword. 40 to 45 is good, reliable damage. And the nice thing is, because I've got these two Dane axes, I can fairly reliably break shields. Have the maces stun those guys. Have the sword users wreck them. So much so that Zalora can probably just use an arming sword as well. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. I still can hardly believe we've got those two legendary daggers. Like, what were the chances? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got enough of these kite shields. Anybody else have bags and belts? Nope. All right, onward. Although perhaps we should go southward and go treat all our wounds, but I'll just let them treat. Get treated normally with our medical supplies. I mean, we've got a few days of travel to get back to Gearheim. We'll stop in at Sattelfest and sell some of the stuff we got. Kat, you were saying you wanted to add a name. Is it just Caracalla, or was there like a full name with Caracalla? Just confirm for me. I'll add you to the list. 280 is a good price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't need that. Don't need that. I've 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $60 tools we need. Holy shit. Hermgerd. We are in the market for more medical supplies, that is for sure, and more tools at some point. So I reckon we'll go to Hagemoos, to Gearheim, but I kind of want to swing by Goldbrew because we know we can get decent tools there for a decent price, rather for a not unreasonable price. Also, stopping by Dunkeltel is a good idea. Can these fucking brigands just fuck off already? I think this is the same group of... There you go. Finally! Brigands justice. Local militia actually doing something for a change. And you know, with these tactics of pulling patrols into ruins, that actually makes me realize, like, something like opened mass grave, we wouldn't be able to do that under, you know, under our own power for a super long time. But that's quite interesting. Can you imagine if we get oh damn it, Varinus, his wound's infected. If we get some greenskins chasing us, we pull them into that legionary and auxiliary ruin. That'll be interesting to see how the goblins stack up against the undead. Prices, not great. And there's no one there particularly that I want to hire either. What am I hanging on to these hunting bows for? Oh, because I do still want 2 more archers, if at all possible. We've got bandages sitting in the inventory. Let's do a quick bandage check. Nope, don't want any of those. 250 is still not bad, but I would have to do this mission to get the prices down. 9 tools. Okay, so that's going to leave us with 50 odd tools. Not so bad. Do peasants update? Who is a... What do you mean peasants? Basically, oh, I see what you mean, yes. You go to the little screen there, and then you can see there's the gathering of people. That's what you mean by peasants. And you saw there was a small group of like 4 people. So the size of the gathering like this is a small, hire new men for your mercenary company. The quality and quantity of volunteers depends on the size and type of settlement, as well as your reputation there. Every few days, new people will arrive and others will travel on. 1,000 gold for a wild man. We're paying mostly for his club, which I don't want. Veterans have nice melee skill and melee defense, but they have the old debuff, so they have horrible fatigue, and thus are generally not worth hiring. Oh no, the roaming peasants you see on the map are just well, peasants from the various cities. So if you were taking to banditry, you could attack them. God damn it. But this is just a nightmare you have, saying that war is upon us, undead war. Let's look on the bright side. Hopefully we'll be able to, well, not hopefully, but more than likely we'll be encountering a roaming band of undead that are quite strong. We can get them to chase us, and we can pull them into these goblin territories, which they will help us kill the goblins, and it'll help us fulfill our ambition. Now this shit's going to become quite frequent occurrence. That's interesting. Nachtzeers fighting undead. Let's see who wins. Money on the oh, the Nachtzeers. Okay, the undead one. I might even take this fight. This is just a few zombies. We're all fully healed. I mean, sure, we've got some injuries, but even like Varinus with his 40 fatigue. I mean, 1 Wiedeganger and 6 unarmored ones. That's easy. Wolfric says, retired soldiers can make decent banner boys. Then they get old, at least they get more resolve. As it happens now, banner boys is the one soldier type that we don't need. We've already got 3 of them. Brahms, there isn't a fastest way to get better. It's just analyzing your play and looking at the mistakes you're making. So basically, what I would advise is, in short, do what I do, which is play until the final death screen, until your guys have been completely wiped. Then stop and take stock of how your entire campaign went, where you went wrong, what it was that caused you to fail, and then try to not repeat that in the next try. I mean, I'm in season 13 now, so I'm in my 13th attempt in trying to get a company together that lasts a long time, and in that time I've learned so much. There's too much to go over in a short comment, but a couple of vital things. So noob tips. Okay, so in the early game, you need to understand that mostly you're going to be fighting bandits. Bandits they come in 2 tiers. The lower tier are bandit thugs and bandit poachers, which are the melee and ranged troops. And then you get bandit raiders and bandit marksmen. Right in the beginning, your soldiers... Actually, you shouldn't even think of them as soldiers. You should think of them as just noobs, really. Soldiers might make you think they're good fighters, which they're not. They're fucking terrible. You're going to start with those 3 companions. And you are going to know that from the start, you'll have the 3 companions. The one will have 2 stars in melee skill. He'll be a good frontline fighter. You get another guy who has stars in resolve, hit points, and fatigue. He makes a good sergeant. And the other companion has stars in ranged offense and ranged defense. He obviously is your first archer. Then you need to try to get as much as you can out of that. You start with that little bit of money, and they say go hire some guys. Try to get 8 of them right off the bat. The 4 up front, you want them to use spears and shields. And then you'll have your 1 archer and probably 3 shit guys who you just give a pitchfork. And then in those first few days and weeks, you just want to try get as many brothers as you can. Basically, well, you can see me do it if you go back to episode 1 of this season. When I hire someone, I take a look at their stats, and based on their stats, that makes me decide what role I will assign them. So if they have stars in range defense, they'll be a backline person, because your backline people are not going to be getting hit by melee weapons all the time. The big danger for them is being shot by enemy archers. So someone like let's take a look at Dingus here. So I made him a mace specialist. Basically, my frontline guys are either specialists, which means they use a shield and they specialize in one weapon type, or they're a raider, which is someone who specializes in using a big two-handed weapon. My decision to make him a specialist was based on the fact that he didn't have stars in melee skill, or more importantly, melee defense. And that's important because if you take a look at, where's a raider? Here we go. So Servius Regulus. He's still a bit early on, and I'm going to end up firing him. He's actually a bad example. Let's look at also another bad example. Where's the other one, damn it? Here we go. Gnaeus Pompeius. When I hired him, automatically I got lucky. He had dexterous and he had tough. And he had lots of stars in melee skill. So this is the kind of guy. Also, he had stars in melee defense. So even without his shield, he has like 14 defense, which makes him a good candidate for using a two-handed weapon. You take quick hands so he can start with a shield out, and then whip out his two-handed sword and go to work. Then, like I said, in those first few weeks, you want to try get to 12 battle brothers as quickly as you can. Just in 2 words, I'd say pitchfork spam. Pitchforks are really, really cheap, and pay attention to the weapon types. Like this is a jagged pike, which is it's also a polearm like a pitchfork. It just does more damage. But the reason they're so good for shit fighters is that look at the description here. Inflicts damage, ignores armor, 5% chance to hit is the important thing. So for someone who has low ability to hit, you want to give them something that's going to give them a better chance to hit. Like I said, the sword gives plus 10% chance to hit. Spears give 20% chance to hit. So like I say, in those first few weeks, you want to get as many of your guys using pitchforks behind the guys up front who have the shields and the swords. Well, dude, Abrams, I've been doing this for months, and I've been doing it, you know, wrong and learning the hard way for months. Again, I have to shamelessly plug the little podcast that myself, Hans Gruber, and Bosco did. Go to my YouTube channel and search for As Brothers Podcast. We did a series of 3 podcasts, each about 2 hours long, where we just started talking about early game tactics, perks, general leveling strategies, how to approach the game. It's a few months old, so some of the perks and abilities that we talk about are going to be outdated, but the stuff that we talk about, especially everything that Hans Gruber says, is all vital. And I think it's something that a new player should listen to, because basically you're going to give yourself a big advantage by listening to all of that stuff. You will learn in 6 hours what it's taken me 600 hours of Battle Brothers play to figure out. Yeah, so the Hoggard fight, you don't have to have 8. As brothers. Hang on, I can link it for you guys. Where's my playlist?
It's going well. Thank you for.
So that's the link to the first episode. Unfortunately, there aren't timestamps to the different subjects we talk about. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. Episode 2 and 3 gets more into perks and leveling strategies. When I listen back to that, it's super embarrassing because it's obvious I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Like, I'd make a point and Bosco and Hans would be like, okay, but no, and here's why. Yeah, thanks, Wolfric. Rams, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Camelot. Yeah, so actually, Saint Ajora, we should explain more what we're talking about with that. I'm about to demonstrate what that point is. So I assume you're aware that, like, the shape your armor is in determines, or the shape of the enemy's armor when you kill them, like how many % of health it has, determines the percentage of whether you get it after the battle or not. South African English. But my mom's side are all Boers. Are you familiar with South Africans? Dude, I mean, honestly, I played about 300 hours before I figured that out. I kept wondering, it's so weird. Sometimes I get the armor, sometimes I don't. I seem to get a lot more helmets than body armor. And finally I figured out, okay, hang on, the reason I'm getting helmets is because I tend to hit the body more often. Must be because the state that the armor is in. You're American, by the way. Oh, sweet. Well, if you're following South Africa, you might have seen that we're all quite pleased because we finally managed to vote out our shitty piece of shit president, Jacob Zuma. Now, the next leader of the ANC, and he'll be president, is Cyril Ramaphosa, who is brilliant. He's such an awesome guy. He was the guy who Nelson Mandela picked to be his successor. But then because of internal politics and shit, he didn't get the nomination at the time. So, like look at this Vitagenga. He's got no head armor, but he's got 100% untouched body armor. So, what I'm doing now is I've got Dingus and Naius are using daggers, and they're using the second ability to stab. Like, even though Malachus could hit me, I'm not going to because it'll just damage his armor. So look at, so regular stab does damage to armor, but you use the second one, puncture. Inflicts damage that ignores armor. Bam. So we managed to kill that zombie without damaging the armor, and there you go. A basic mail shirt. And most times, if you look to buy a mail shirt in a village, it'll cost around the 600, 650 gold mark. So effectively, we got 600 gold worth of free armor, and a hand axe can cost you up to 1200. As it is, I'm not actually using these one-handed war axes in this playthrough, but still. Also, in terms of perks, the perk leveling strategy that I've taken on everybody. Take student at level 1 on everyone if they're a frontline guy, and then take Steel Brow at level 2. Steel Brow makes hit to the heads no longer cause critical damage. And if they're on the front line, you need to almost always take melee skill, melee defense, and fatigue. You want to get their hit points up to around the 75 points mark. 75 isn't arbitrary. It's I took a look at how much damage a tier 3 crossbow does if it doesn't crit. Or if it does crit you. So a tier 3 crossbow rolls 50 to 70 and plus 50% if it's a headshot. So if you have Steel Brow and 75 hit points and you are at full hit points, even if the tier 3 crossbow hits you in the head and rolls full damage, it'll leave you with 5 hit points and you'll survive. The other thing you should remember, fishing nets. Fishing nets are worth their weight in gold. Whenever I go to a village that has fishing nets, I'll pay up to 75 gold to get fishing nets. So what you'll do is, someone like this, like Eberect, who's primarily using his long axe, he can carry 2 fishing nets. So let's say we're in a group, we're fighting a bunch of raiders, and there's one guy who's got really fancy armor. I don't want to kill him. So we'll focus on killing the other guys, and the guy whose armor I want, I'll chuck a fishing net on him. The fishing net reduces his movement, so he has to spend action points to try to get the net off him. And it makes him easier to hit when you want to dagger him. So the nets not only make him waste his ability points trying to break out of the net, which buys you time to kill all his mates and eventually surround him. Putting the net on him makes him a lot easier to hit, and it makes landing the daggers a lot easier. Look at that. 75 resolve at level 3. This guy is going to be a fucking superstar. Already, I should actually give him the banner. With that 72 and 87. Malicus Maximus. He's going to get to 87 at level 3. This is incredible because once I hit 100 resolve, well, I think once you have 95 resolve, there's no reason to get any more. Or someone told me there is definitely a number where the amount of resolve you have kind of falls off a cliff and doesn't help. Also, Brahms, check this out. So in the early game, these are boar spears, but the little militia spears, when you have level 1 shitters who aren't that good, this is the weapon combo you want. A round shield and a spear, because the spear gives him plus 20% chance to hit. It's a lot less damage and a lot less armor piercing. But the thing is that early on, when almost all the opponents you're fighting don't have very much in the way of armor, the fact that it does so little doesn't matter so much. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you get yourself a super impressive weapon early on if you can't hit with the damn thing. Don't hire miners. They have miners fatigue. Prices are bad, so we'll just move on. Yeah, nets are mandatory when you're fighting Necrosavants. You have to use the nets to keep them in place. So if I were going to take my 12 brothers and fight a group of, for example, 4 Necrosavants, probably half my brothers would be using maces, blunt weapons, and they'll have a net in the left hand and a blunt weapon in the right hand. And the other half of the brothers would also be carrying nets and use like a sword or a spear or a cleaver. Net the vampires, try to stun lock them and beat them down. It's the only way to beat them and kill them. Emmerich. Take a look at him. Okay, that's nice. I hate that he's superstitious, but he's got nice fatigue. 54 starting melee skill. This guy, he can be our next. Actually, he has our Dagger Master. Who's next? Inconsequentio. Inconsequentio, the Dagger Master. Ebrecht, the pikeman, you're only going to be needed for a fight if someone else is hurt, so... Oh yeah, when you say switch out the archers, like if I'm going to be fighting Necrosavants, I would absolutely not have my archers in that combat. Redolus, thank you for the host, my man. Your archers will get absolutely fucking ruined. So like, look at this. This is super frustrating. So he's got asthmatic, so right off the bat, we're going to have to get rid of him. He's got 2 stars in range skill, which is awesome, and 2 stars in range defense, and 2 stars in fatigue. So, just on the star distribution, he has phenomenal potential to be a good archer. However, the fact that he recovers less fatigue per turn, and his starting range skill is so poor, means that he's got no potential to be a good archer. So, if these 2 stars were in melee skill, and these 2 were in melee defense, then maybe I would have been able to use him. As it is, nope. Fired. Like, a beggar is not even worth trying, because even if they get awesome stars, they have such low starting stats. The chances of them actually being any good is minuscule. Drive off Brigands at Bloodwolf's Court. I will decline that contract. I actually don't want to go take on Bloodwolf's Court right now. That looks like a lot of greenskins. Good lord, it's dangerous out here. That's 1 marksman and 7 raiders. I might as well fight those. But the militia are going to try help. Oh, he's got his fucking tier 2 crossbow. On the plus side, this marksman is most likely to just focus on the militia who don't have shields. Oh yeah, you're right, food is low. Luckily, we don't have any gluttons, so no one will leave us. And Hargamoose is quite near, so we can go back to that city and go and get some more food. This lad, we're going to try dagger him down, because I could use that mail he's wearing. Is quite nice. Yeah, most likely. It's not guaranteed, is it? Shot Mazuma, and pierced arm muscles is the best wound you can give to a ranged enemy marksman. It's minus 20% to his range skill. I mean, he's still going to hit you. He's not going to miss, but still. Dingus, do you have underdog? You don't. I'll just run at that marksman. Yeah, look at that damage. Let the 2/3 of his hit points with a single dagger stab. So the thing is, a lot of times I won't pay compensation unless I'm quite attached to the person who is retiring. Because very often, like, it hurts people's mood. But rather than paying, you know, like a few hundred gold in compensation, you can just go to a tavern and buy everyone a round of drinks, and that improves their morale. Rip. These militiamen are getting their asses kicked, but that's... Fuck off! Come on! Good lord, Wolfric, that's brutal. Just intentionally feed a guy. I would never do that. Dishonorable. Also, if in your early games you can, or in the early few days, if you can get someone who's a good fighter, you always start with one good fighter. You always start with that one companion with 2 melee skills. I would consider, as soon as he has around 65 melee skill, have him use a blunt weapon like a mace or a bludgeon. Because as soon as you, like in the very early game, these type of guys, raiders with a pike, is the most dangerous enemy you'll face, but they don't wear a shield. So if you can catch them in melee range, you can keep them stun locked and they can't do any damage. Yeah, so being at a height advantage gives you plus 10 chance to hit, and the enemy trying to hit you has minus 10% chance to hit. Okay, so now look, let me show you the he's also got a nice helmet. I definitely want his armor. So here's the procedure. You get one person who, especially a mace specialist, he whips out his wooden stick, which counts as a mace, and because he has the speciality, if he manages to hit, it's a guaranteed stun. Ooh, ouch. Flails are also very important in the early game if you can get your hands on them. A flail bypasses the defensive bonus of a shield. And a lot of your enemies are going to be using shields. God damn it. Ah, this is a fun consequence of the, well, fun, of the undead late game crisis. Your enemies randomly start resurrecting as zombies. And what's super annoying is the zombies never, like if I'm fighting greenskins or let's say these raiders, the zombies will only attack us, they won't attack the militia. Or won't attack my enemies. Yes, good shot. Rip. Does it actually give experience though? I think it does. So when you want to capture someone's armor, just surround them as quick as you can. Because for every person surrounding him, it makes the people, it makes your allies have a higher chance to hit him. That's plus 5%. So for example, Lucius Varinus here will have plus 10% chance to hit him because this guy's being surrounded by 2 brothers. And you can even take a skill called Backstabber, which increases that to 10% each. Which should give him a total of 20% chance to hit. Wait, where's our second legendary dagger? I want to make sure we didn't lose it. I'll be freaking gutted if we lost it. Oh no, Varinus has it. Careful with that bow. Nerd. You would think that if you stun a target, they'd be easier to hit, but it doesn't actually give you a plus to hit chance. Whoopsie, God, I spaced out and forgot that he was surrounded there. Or in contact with someone, that's a bit of luck. I like how the zombie still has quite nice hair. I don't know actually, did it? Yeah, the militiamen attacked the zombie, that makes sense. What I want to know is if the zombie's going to attack the raiders we're fighting. Okay, good. Oh, are you kidding me? This is gonna make things quite a lot more interesting. So in these situations, here's an interesting trick. You can actually disarm opponents. Although Dingus Maximus can't do so right now. I need someone with quick hands. So like, there's a chance here this body could rise up into a zombie who will have that hooked blade. So if one of these lads moves onto that tile, you press inventory, you go here, ground, and you can pick up the item. And stop the zombie rising up with a weapon. You take his weapon away, it just rises up and all it can do is bite you. Not marksman, thank God. Like Pontius, he should be able to disarm this. Here we go. Bam. come on. This is annoying. So that zombie who we daggered down for his armor, we're gonna have to repeat the process. Get decapitated, piece of shit. Get punched, piece of shit. It's so odd seeing a zombie like dodge. Zombie really shouldn't be doing that. Careful with that bow. Indeed. Rolo would have gone in there frickin' Fight Club style and just beaten these zombies to death. Nine turns is a long battle. Get your head caved in, you bastard. One more dagger stab. Here we go. Now that, I hope, is the end of it. Well, so the cleavers allow you to use that decapitation ability. The thing is, it only works on the zombies. The auxiliaries, well, actually, I think it works on auxiliaries, but, well, okay, long story short. Fine, it's great to be able to do that, but I haven't found it worth having cleaver specialists explicitly. I feel that, like, a lot of the time, you're going to be struggling with the ancient legionaries and the honor guard, the ones that have the big shields. And if you're just using a cleaver, you're going to really struggle to hit them. You need the flail to be able to go past their shields. And I mean, they have such low hit points and such high armor. A couple flail shots and they go straight down. A two-handed cleaver, yes indeed. There are undead weapons that are two-handed cleavers. I still think their stats don't actually compare as well as like a two-handed warhammer. I would still be happier with a two-handed warhammer in that situation. Crypt cleaver. Listen, if there is any undead weapon that you really want, it should be a war scythe. War scythe is the best one. The orc cleaver is technically one-handed, but you very often see them using it with two hands. Corey, welcome on board. Come on. Come on, Orange Jesus, I beseech thee. Giveth unto me someone with stars and range skill. In this I ask of thy name, Orange Jesus. So look, even though he's got no stars, 53, he starts with 52 range skill. So he's going to be a better archer than most of these guys. Look, they have 58 at level 5. 58 at level 5. I mean, it's kind of like when you are hiring archers, it's like you're spinning a roulette wheel and you're hoping it'll land on very few numbers. The thing is, it just costs you 1,000 gold a spin. Damn it. It's decentish. I mean, I'll hang on to him as an archer. Just until we get someone better. But from now on, for the foreseeable future, most of the money that I'm going to be getting in is going to be spent on buying hunters wherever I can. And I'm just going to keep doing it until I get hunters. By the way, this is our next viewer is Fridericus, who is an archer. Yeah, cocky can be good or bad. I mean, the extra resolve is nice, but the defense is terrible. We shall have to keep coming back here. Okay, what you got for us? This is a super hard mission. This is take out Crumbling Ruins and Den of the Undead. It'll be too difficult for us. We can't do that. So what is this? This is defend Hagamoose from raiding parties. Yeah, fine. See, I'd love to get my hands on these warbows, but we've got no one who's going to use them in any sort of good way. Perhaps I should go to the Steam Temple and make an offering to Gaben. So the thing is, you want certain weapon types for... So certain weapons are better against certain enemies. The hand axes I don't need. I only need, let's say, 2 of the military picks. But I want... So the reason you want... Okay, look. So I've got a 6 and 6 formation. I want to be able to have everybody up front be able to use arming swords. If I know I'm fighting direwolves, so direwolves or goblin wolf riders are able to close in on you immediately, and your best tactic against them is for the first 2 or 3 turns to use shield wall and riposte, because direwolves and goblin wolf riders attack 3 times. So every time they attack, if they miss, there's a chance you get a free attack on them. Likewise, I want spears for everybody. So if I know I'm fighting a bunch of Nachtseers, I want everyone to start with spears and put down a spear wall, because you can always depend on Nachtseers to run into the spear wall and kill themselves. Similarly with a lot of zombies. I want 6 flails, so that if I have to fight ancient legionaries or ancient auxiliaries, that's the undead that always have shields, you need flails to get past their shields. And then I'm just keeping 2 military picks, which eventually I'll get rid of once I get my hand on a 2-handed warhammer. Because the military pick wrecks armor. Look, it does 40 to 70 damage to armor, and the special ability does 60 to 105 armor damage. So if I'm fighting a orc warrior, which has like 300 armor, then I want to use the military pick to destroy its armor. So long story short, hang on to diverse weapon types for diverse enemies. Every enemy has a weapon type that it's weak against. I think it's almost dinner time. Yeah, we've done another 3 hours. It's 7 PM. Okay. The one-handed hammers are good for a guy with fearsome. Well, if you have fearsome, it doesn't matter what weapon you're using. Make them scatter and flee. Any attack that inflicts at least 1 point of damage to hit points. Look, even a sword ignores armor, so it always... at 1 to 9, so... there is a 11% chance that it'll do 0 ignoring armor. For me, fearsome is best on weapons that do very low So remember, to make your enemy roll for morale, they have to roll a morale check for damage. You need to do 15 points of hit point damage. So, where is it? There you go. As opposed to only if at above 15 points of damage. So if you look at this amazing southern chisel we have, 0 to 10 ignores armor, so if I use stab, I'll never inflict morale checks, but if I use puncture, it does 25. Well, the thing is, the Warhammer always does at least 10 to hit points, but 0 to 17 can ignore armor, so it's only if it rolls a 16 or a 17 does it make it inflict or roll a morale check. I find that it's particularly good. Fearsome is particularly good on archers, because I'm building my archers with fast adaption, overwhelm, and fearsome. So it just incentivizes them just to spam shooting. So even if you land a hit at 0 to 21 ignores armor. So with normally 0 to 21, it's only a 25% chance that you make them roll for morale. But with fearsome, it's every time you land a hit, they roll for morale. As it is, though, we are just going into the undead crisis, and none of the undead have morale. So we'll just delay taking fearsome on our lads until after this endgame crisis. Okay, friends, dinner time. I'm going to break for an hour, and when I come back, I think I want to do... They Are Billions. We've done 6 hours of Battle Brothers today. We'll play some of They Are Billions when we come back. See you later, lads.